Welcome to Wizards Outlook, folks. Spoke with you guys in pregame. Cardell laid out some of the things he felt Washington needed to do to come out of this game with a win. They, for the second time this week, Washington was able to do those things. It got a little dicey late when maybe it didn't need to, but they were able to leave this game with a win. It's back-to-back wins for them. They hold off the Grizzlies 116 to 112. For the Wizards, Alex Sarr, 20 points, 9 rebounds, a couple steals. Biggest thing from him tonight. Hell of a deterrent at the rim. He had 6 blocks. Him and Jaren Jackson Jr. at the start of the game, they took turns blocking 4 shots left and right for their respective teams. CJ McCollum, 16 points, 5 assists. Koulibaly had another. Felt like he had 2 back-to-back good games. It's another example of his impact on the game in all ways that he's able to. No Kishore Johnson tonight. Extended minutes from Trey Johnson, who did start. Felt like he was really solid. 14 points, 4 assists, steal. Also had a block. Marvin Bagley, just like the last time they beat the Grizzlies, the duo of Sarr and Bagley played a role that continued tonight. They combined for 34 points and 16 rebounds. Together, they outperformed Jaren Jackson Jr. We'll get to him just a bit. Bob Carrington had a rough night with the turnovers, but outside of that, I thought he was fine. He ended up, clearly his own confidence. He ended up in the court late. But he finished with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Champagne, shocker to nobody. 10 points, 12 boards. Middleton, 10 points and 6 rebounds, but most of his plays, he had some free throws late. It was the defensive plays late. Washington definitely needed to get stops, especially after some of those ill-timed turnovers. For the Grizzlies, I mentioned Jaren Jackson Jr. Just like he produced the last time he played. Santi Aldama had a huge game. This time, Jaren Jackson Jr. just was a constant presence throughout. 31 points, 7 boards, a steal, and he had 4 blocks again. Them and Sarr turned away 10 shots together. Altered numerous others for their teams. John Morant had really quiet 21 points and 7 assists. Santi Aldama didn't go bonkers, but he did have a double-double, 14 and 10 for Cedric Howard and Jalen Wells. Added 11 points apiece. I think one of the places where Washington did really take advantage of Memphis. The glass. It was one of the things we've talked about at times this year. They out-rebounded the Grizzlies by 12, 54 to 42. More importantly, they had 15 offensive rebounds. It goes a long way. So now they turned the ball over far more than they would have liked. They had 19 turnovers. The Grizz had 16. And because of those 16 turnovers, that area that we've talked about at different times this year, that points conceded off turnovers, Washington did concede 29, but Memphis nearly matched it with 24. The points in the paint was really close. The Grizzlies had a few more. They won that 62 to 58. But it was really the job Washington did defensively. They both shot 42%, but they were able to get stops. When they weren't fouling, they were able to get stops. And that was huge for Washington. We know that's been such a struggle for them this season, but it was good to watch them win a tight game and have to do it by playing the defense. And they wouldn't even, this game's not within 4 if they took better care of the ball, within that last 2 minutes. Just a bunch of silly turnovers. Even before that, I say early in the 4th, late in the 3rd, they built a lead to they had it at 9, 8 or 9, 1 point. And then literally because of bad decisions offensively, they helped spur Grizzlies' run. And you can't do that if you're trying to get wins. Definitely can't do that with the wins over that Washington has. But it was good to see them close this one out, even if it was a little bit rocky. But another area, Washington once again got good production off the bench. Listed some of that already, but they had 3 folks scoring double figures off the bench as well. They had 5 people score. Nobody scored more than 8. Um, so they got good performances from their group. It's been one of the better groups in the league, production wise, and yeah, it was like that once again tonight. Again, that was 14 from Bagley, 12 from Bub, 10 from Shea Penny, go with the 12 rebounds. Malachi Brennan played 11 minutes tonight. He had 6 points. But as always, we get straight to it. Player of the game in this one. Uh, I think this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Alex. And it's not even because of the points, just the 9 rebounds and the 6 blocks. Right? Barry Jackson Jr. did score more assertive, got the ball a little bit more on, for his respective team. A little bit bigger of a green light, right? But again, 9 rebounds, 6 blocks. He was a deterrent. It's a big reason why there's numerous possessions where he either ran over. I know there's one in particular that I ended up tweeting out. He ran over. It was on the switch. Koulibaly had Jared Jackson Jr. And as soon as Jackson Jr. went to turn, Koulibaly left his man, got up underneath him, really well timed double, knocked the ball loose and we're off to the races. And some of those plays late where they were able to get the stops, just walled up, held up well, didn't give any ground. It's a big game, at times we get on him about the lack of rebounding at times. Again, I know it wasn't 10 boards, but it's a big 9 rebounds. Just really, really active defensively. X factor in this one. I think Shea Penny made that real easy, right? The 10 points to 12 boards. We talked about them beating the Grizzlies on the glass by 12. You are 6'6" when he came off the bench and had 12 rebounds. And most of his rebounds were on the defensive end. 8 of the 12 on the defensive end, but he had 4 big offensive rebounds too. Those offensive rebounds, 2 second chance, directly led his second chance points. But again, for Washington, we told you guys it was a 3-game homestand. They had one on Friday. Tonight's the front end of the back-to-back. I think it's the Suns. They have tomorrow. They're going to the third game of the final game of this homestand, and they won the first 2. So we'll see how things look tomorrow night as they host the Sun. We'll check in with you guys then for pregame and postgame outlook.